Good afternoon to you all, I'm DRBMiller and this is Beyond Light, Destiny 2's new chapter here on my channel. I welcome you all to the premiere of Beyond Light here on my channel. We talked about it for quite a while and today is the day. Unfortunately, we were not able to do anything yesterday because we did have an issue with the download. There was a problem on the server and therefore we couldn't really update everything as expected. Obviously, it is something that we need to be anticipating if we are getting the new content. We need to be fully aware of the difficulties that sometimes might arise. And don't forget, yesterday also was the biggest day really for Xbox. The new console had been launched and we had that fantastic 6-hour presentation starting from about 7 o'clock PM ending around 1 o'clock AM here in the UK. I watched it all, of course, and Destiny 2 Beyond Light was one of the main games present in there. It was wonderful to see everything else together with it, and I'm just very pleased that everything worked out in the end, because yesterday there were lots of difficulties both with the new console, its access to Xbox Live services, as well as with Destiny. You have to appreciate millions of people worldwide want to really get on as soon as possible, and obviously the servers can be suffering somewhat if everyone's trying to get in at the very same moment. I can see we have some visitors here already. We have Lucio. Lucio is saying hello. I'm saying hello to Lucio as well. Very good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm certainly hoping that the stream is going to be exciting and enjoyable. I've not tried anything here in Beyond Light so far, so for me it's obviously the first, in the same way as it might be for all of you. We are very pleased to say that Beyond Light is fully included on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription, so if you are one of the members, you do not have to buy anything. The full content is there for you to enjoy. So, coming back to the announcements from yesterday, I've read quite a lot that was published during last week and coming from Bungie. They all talked about lots of interesting additions, changes, cosmetics, and everything that we are going to be finding out really today as we jump in. I particularly like the idea of being able to perhaps modify and customize our characters somewhat more, change between male and female, adjust the faces, make sure that we are getting really the best possible outfit for various activities. And also I'm quite curious to see how all is going to work with the planets that disappeared. We're getting some extra vaults. You would have heard there's going to be a new vault for the archived content and the exotics, so if you missed out on some of these, there is going to be a chance for you to get back in and do those quests. It's a bit of a novelty because I thought the vast majority of that content would disappear with the planets and with the vaulting process, but I think that indeed had been challenged by many of our community members, and Bungie had taken this step, so I'm very curious to see how this all is going to work. The other thing we have there is also the additional new content we've seen from the trailers and vidocs that we are to be approaching Europa. We are getting a new subclass called Stasis, which looked absolutely incredible yesterday on that presentation, and many other things. So instead of me just going through what we are to be expecting, we'll jump with both feet in as soon as possible and then get on with the broadcast and our enjoyment of the game. So I just want to get back to yesterday's presentation. I hope all of our friends from worldwide were indeed participating in that wonderful activity. It was called the Xbox what's it called? The launch. It was Xbox launch, and celebrating the launch on various platforms, inclusive of Twitch and YouTube. And I watched it all from the beginning. I always do. it was very, very good to see all of the usual participants introducing various games, and also talking about the platform and all the novelties that we are going to be getting. Don't forget, some of the new things are still not fully functional, such as full access to xCloud, but you know, it will come in time. We have seen several fantastic, mind-boggling games introduced in there, and I have to say, for me, of course, Destiny 2 Beyond Light will be one of the biggest. I was also very, very impressed with Valhalla, Assassin's Creed New Chapter, as well as Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion does have a novel, the most mesmerizing type of concept, where you are walking the streets of London and you can recruit anyone you meet. Anyone you meet in there could become a member of your faction. I've never seen that in any other games before, and I have to say the graphics when played yesterday on the new Xbox X, Xbox Project X, I should stress, were absolutely silky smooth. They were properly cinematic, and we've had lots of stealthy players in there, bringing us back to the days of Splinter Cell, which in fact was indeed mentioned, and it just seemed like an awesome new game. And obviously for us, the Londoners, being able to visit our city and walk the streets is always going to be exciting. But you know what? There was a moment in there in that presentation that I'm really going to cherish for the rest of my life. When one of the characters were walking around Barbican, going to Old Street, I actually have seen my old offices. The offices I held there quite a few years back. And, you know, it's quite an extraordinary experience. You're watching this life, which has been recreated in a video game, and you literally can see the place where you are, or where you were, be it your offices, your places of residence, your favorite spots, and they look so alive. I mean, I have to say, I walked around the square in there a million times, and the atmosphere around Barbican, Moorgate, Old Street is just the way it usually is. But we have that militarized force in there, the corporation that is trying to seize on the power, and we have various factions fighting against the tyranny. So very, very interesting concept. Also, they had something which was giving them ability to hack into people's data, so when you're walking you'll be able to see exactly what these people are, and interestingly enough, some of the other guys will be tracking all of your activities. So for instance, if you did something wrong with one of the friends or relatives, they'll be able to detect it straight away, and then you will be getting a very, very different kind of response. So infinite number of characters and outcomes, and you can never have two characters that are alike, because you will build your character and your character is your own. I find it really quite staggering that we watched about 4 or 5, I think, that they've been introducing, and each one of these guys indeed was never to be seen again, because they belong to the characters, to the players, I should say, to the creators who were doing the presentation, and it was just a really quite an interesting novel concept, and I was mesmerized by the quality of it all. So I have to say, if I'm to take something away from the presentation yesterday, it was absolutely to do with Watch Dogs Legion. We knew that Valhalla was going to be mind-boggling and jaw-dropping. Indeed it is, and you know, Watch Dogs Legion was a mystery that unraveled. We got to know a lot more yesterday, and I have to say, lots of people said on various forums Xbox will have a problem because Halo Infinite is not there. It was to be launched on the same day, but if you think about it, Destiny Beyond Light is there. We've had some gameplay by Phil Spencer and one of the guys from Bungie, and you know, we've obviously got a flavour of it. I have to say that gameplay was I guess a bit affected by the fact they had to be describing all of those ins and outs of their relationship, but you know, I did get a flavour of what Beyond Light was going to be like, quite cold and icy and up there, you know, with lots of snow, with Exo Stranger emerging and all the other guys. The use of stasis was very, very present literally throughout the presentation, and yeah, so we just progressed further down to the section on Valhalla and on Watch Dogs, which basically just overtook. So think about it, you got Beyond Light, you got Valhalla, and you have Watch Dogs Legion, all of those 3 to be toyed with as the new console is launched. Honestly, we couldn't ask for better games and for better console, really, as everything that appeared to be reworked, like for instance Gears 5, or there was some other games, there was Observer, the game that they reworked, the CD Projekt Red, and Gears 5 were offered on a brand new kind of next-gen resolution, which was applied. So we have 4K and 8K, I think 8K ready. The attention to the detail, the visibility of every single dot was astonishingly clear. And I played it on my system and I thought it looked beautiful beforehand, but I have to say I was absolutely brought in yesterday by the quality of those graphics and the way everything appeared to be a bit more illuminated, a bit more detailed, and you will know from my presentations here that I'm very, very great fan of that sort of work. So a lot to look forward to, and for everyone who perhaps did not watch the presentation yesterday or just watched the very beginning of it, I'd recommend to go to YouTube, hit basically the button that says Xbox channel. You'll find a presentation. It lasts 6 hours. It's very, very lengthy, and it's quite difficult to you know, remain as attentive literally throughout the whole period, but you will find some of your favorite spots, and there'll be lots of interesting things said, as well as a lot of community content. Many people provided the videos through which they said what they loved about Xbox community, particularly about two new things. One is obviously the Xbox ambassadors. You're all familiar with the participation of most dedicated Xbox fans, but what's been introduced recently, and I think it's a very, very good step forward, is a game club, and it's called Xbox Community Game Club, and it's been fully integrated with ambassadors. So you are, as a participant, as an active member of the community, are going to be able to do lots of different things in order to, first of all, enjoy your games to the full, and secondly, you are there to connect with other people worldwide, and thirdly, you can communicate. So it's three things together: playing your games together with others, connecting, communicating, and sharing. And I think really, compared to the way the ambassadors were until a few months ago, this is a major improvement. And I think also with Xbox Game Pass and the platform it provides us today, we'll have many other ways in through which we can get people together and talk about all of our favorite activities. And you will know that Destiny is one of the best games for the community-based content. It has been created originally without any formal game guides in order to make people, I guess, more communicative and more approachable in order to learn from others, and it's really retained that aura until today. Destiny universe now is massive. We are getting a lot of the original content now into the game through Beyond Light, and it's just literally it's the best way to go. And for anybody who is joining us for the first time on Xbox Game Pass, people who probably never tried Destiny before, I can just tell you we are all here to help, to provide you with a guiding light, and to basically provide you with some tips and ideas on what you can be doing, and indeed with our very, very vast experience of this Destiny universe. So do not feel afraid to ask, do not feel ashamed if you didn't know anything about the Guardians or indeed the enemies that we are facing. Pop in, have a look, say hello, connect with us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, connect through Twitch directly as we are doing our live streams. Also make sure you are doing some postings on various other forums which are Xbox community, game community club related. We all want to join hands and really share those experiences with everybody worldwide. In fact, I've written a small introduction to my blog, and I need to tell you, I've got some messages coming in. Let's see what our friend is saying. Lucia's saying cool stuff on the tower about bolting, and my hand are stasis and I can't heat up my room. Stasis appears to be so cold, and I have seen it yesterday when Phil Spencer was doing the presentation together with the Bungie colleague, and it seemed like a significant change of the usual environment, because they were legging into the snow. Everything seemed very cold, and stasis was producing these massive big barriers that were preventing the enemy from coming to them. So it was very interesting to see, although they faced quite a difficult selection of opponents, literally the first hurdle they've come across, and they were quite hard to neutralize. And you know, they were obviously talking about the game and the Bungie stroke Microsoft relationship. It's very difficult. I think anyone who's been a streamer, somebody who did online gaming, and particularly if you're doing FPS, will know it's very difficult to be retaining that degree of concentration on the actual FPS in-game activity if you're at the same time engaging with your community members. And you would have seen from my PUBG and Modern Warfare and Call of Duty streams that whenever we are in a match, we really kind of focus 300% on the team effort, and then we have a break afterwards. We talk to everyone. That's not the case in Destiny. Destiny could be played differently. We can always talk to our friends, but there are some activities like raids where the concentration, or I should say nightfalls as well, where concentration is absolutely required. So, I'm very excited about several things. First of all, about the fact we've finally come to this 10th of November. Beyond Light is here with us. Destiny is progressing down the route which we were expecting. The integration of Destiny 1 and 2 has taken place. We are really now talking about not the original and the sequel, we're talking about a massive big Destiny universe, and we really look forward to all that is to follow together with it. So we'll get on with the gameplay immediately, and we'll enjoy all that is on offer. It's going to be a very explorative and novel experience for us all. And today is a premiere. We'll have about 3 hours of streams, and we'll carry on then on everyday basis with more, and with the exploration of all that has been given to us by Bungie. Obviously, Destiny being one of my favorite games of all times, and I talked to some of the friends the other day and I said I think Destiny is coming very close to my experience of Mass Effect, which previously was the trilogy, my favorite video game of all times. But considering I've spent more than 2,000 hours really streaming Destiny and talking to our friends and building our community, I've written a small introduction which is on my blog. The blog is called Gaming Dialogue, and the blog is now going to be, from today, more and more integrated with the new forums, the forums of Xbox Gaming Community Club, or I should say the Community Game Club, and also the PlayStation gaming community. They've not really spent a lot of time on building the interactive forums, and I have to say PlayStation, although it is a fantastic platform with wonderful games, is really lagging behind the community effort. I think Xbox is waving a flag, and we can expect a lot more to come from Microsoft and Team Xbox in months to come, particularly because they want to be giving a lot more attention to Game Pass. They think that instant access to gaming is the future, and they're putting a very major investment on the Game Pass and everything that comes together with it. Most importantly, we'll get xCloud access from everywhere. We're getting it already, and some games you can actually play even without your controller. You get on your Android and your tablets an online controller which is instantly visible, and that's for the games that are not really based on FPS. So, you know, explorative type of RPG games or puzzlers, no problem with those. But in the near future, but the next 3 months, we'll be able to access all of our content from the console through the server, which means if you are in the country, you're traveling to your friends, visiting your family, which is miles away from where you live, you will not need to carry a console. You'll be able to simply log into your account and then play the games from wherever you are. In addition to that, you would have heard the Project S model is tiny. So it's much smaller than any other consoles that Xbox previously Microsoft would have produced, and it is, I wouldn't say pocket size, but very, very small considering what capacities it has. Can be taken everywhere, and basically people can, if they want, buy one of these and take it, you know, around the world and use it still. The only downside of the Project S is the absence of the physical drive, so I'm not sure whether they will have full integration of the games which indeed are accessible still through the physical drive via xCloud, because I find that to be really a major problem. I don't want to be carrying 1,000 games together with me just because they need to be registered for the license once I put them in, and then I can play the game, hoping that once I've done it like just once, then license would be registered in my account, and once lodged onto my xCloud, it will be I guess, encrypted and protected, and therefore we will not need anymore to carry all the disks together with us. So a lot to look forward to. Very exciting periods ahead, and what better time really to crack on with some fantastic games on your console, but literally straight away. And as I said, Beyond Light, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as well as Watch Dogs Legion are a fantastic introduction to the new console, to the new world of 120 FPS, and really recommend to everyone to revisit the presentation from yesterday. You got to watch the ones on those 3 games. Terrific presentations, and make sure you watch the one on Gears of War 5, because that will give you a very good picture on what the actual detail is going to look like once you are playing the game perhaps again on the new console. And there was another thing that I found very, very curious, and the developers of Coalition introduced various modes through which you're changing the visuals completely and utterly. So what I did yesterday, they've given us a demonstration of the visuals that resembled The Walking Dead, and they were very much like a graphic novel or comic strip, and the entire environment changed completely. So we did have tiny little characters with massive big heads, and we had the environment that looked completely different. It felt almost like you were playing a totally different game. Not sure whether this is going to be everyone's cup of tea, particularly for those people who are dedicated Gears veterans, but certainly an interesting introduction, and it's wonderful for co-op and multiplayer gameplay, because you get people in who've done 1,000,000 times before, and then you throw in these different types of skins and appearances, as well as the environment. Everything looks different. You feel like you're entering a different world, yet you're doing the same activities. It's a very interesting experiment. And also I have to say, they were introducing as one of the major games yesterday, Gears Tactics, and it seems like a very, very interesting yet somewhat complicated strategy game. You have in Tactics a situation where usually you would be just using your controller to allocate where your character is going to be, but quite frankly they were introducing many other options to which you are going to be able to engage the enemies in a way not previously seen in a major strategy game. Also, they kept some of the cutscenes, they kept the outfits, and it seemed like a very interesting experiment, a combination of the usual RPG and a strategy that is very much kind of story driven compared to some of the other ones that we've seen. Usually the strategy games are all about the activity, you strategizing and playing chess, so to speak, outsmarting the opponent or the AI. And in this instance it's going to be that, together with a very strong story and a very pertinent dialogue based content. So very, very interesting, and I'm very, very interested to find out what Gears Tactics are going to feel like once I start playing them on my system. I've downloaded them, they are waiting for me to crack on, but we have some priorities, and the utmost priority today is Beyond Light. So let me see what our friend says. People in PvP use this chunk of ice to aim from different angles. So our friend Lucio was already doing some Crucible and PvP, and I think today we're unlikely to be able to try that. But we'll first of all go through the arena, explore the novelties, and find out what our universe is going to look like. So once again, just want to remind everyone to go back to that Xbox presentation, watch it as long as you can, and get to know all of those niceties that are coming our way, because really the new console with xCloud and with instant access on all platforms is going to be revolutionizing the way we actually do video gaming. Whether you like it or not, there are going to be many more millions of people coming in, and having the benefit of instant access from anywhere, wherever you are, is going to be very, very enjoyable. But what we are going to be doing today is Beyond Light, so let's crack on without further ado. I can see that the graphics in here on the menu have changed. Everything looks a bit colder and darker, although our character looks very, very crisp. And we'll crack on as usual with Warlock, human male, played by DRBMiller. So Destiny, Beyond Light, here we come.
People of the last city, humanity has endured a devastating blow. Vanguard scouts have confirmed that Io, Mars, Titan, and Mercury have disappeared. We don't know why. We have lost contact with Deputy Commander Sloan and Jensen Scribe Ashamir. We are deploying Guardians to all corners of the system to find answers. And with those answers, we will form a plan. In the meantime, we ask that all lightless civilians remain within the safety of the city walls, under the protection of the Traveler. Do not lose hope. Humanity has survived many horrors. We have done so through the strength of our community, through steadfast commitment to one another. Stay strong. Be brave. The Traveler protects us, and we will protect you. The Guardians will come through. They always do.
Well, this was a wonderful introduction, don't you think? We learned that the planets had disappeared because the darkness had taken charge. So they've disappeared temporarily. They've not disappeared completely from the story. It's a very, very good idea and a very good description of one that actually was based on a technical necessity. But I like the way they kind of incorporated it. So let's see.
Terrible things born out in the darkness. Every moment brings them closer. My future does not begin here, but yours does. It's time to step beyond the light. And it all begins with a splinter.
My friends, we are all in great danger. Earth, that great machine, Elixir, and the human. Darkness walks among us. We are all in great danger. My kind must survive. Please, send help. There is not much time. What? Where? Oh no. She's already here. Please, anyone.
That's another one. They all scan the same. Empty. Why did the darkness invite us here? You're quiet today.
Yeah. It's just, we keep coming face to face with darkness. And every time we fail to stop it, we're just so powerless. I'm picking up a distress signal. Someone's in trouble.
My friends, we are all in great danger.
It's Varix. He has a lot to answer for.
Darkness walks among us.
I'll send a message to let Zavala know.
No, wait. Where is the signal coming from?
Here. Europa.
I've tracked Varrix's distress signal beyond the ridge. We'd better hurry. It was Varrix, you know. He instigated the riot at the Prison of Elders. He's equally responsible for Cade's death. The Vanguard's been after him since. No wonder he's hiding on a desolate moon.
Alright, so that was the introduction. This is the very beginning of Beyond Light. We've seen that Varrix appeared. He was asking for help, indicating that humanity was facing major peril. Humanity was a threat. And we are going to be exploring this now and diving in really into the story, finding out all about it. So I've got some other messages coming in. I want to respond to those before we crack on. We have Lucio here with us, and thank you again really for joining us and watching the premiere of Beyond Light here on the channel for the very first time. And our friend says, I enjoy more your PvE content. Well, thank you so much for your kind words. In fact, we did hear yesterday from Phil and from the Bungie executive that they also liked PvE better than PvP, and I agree with that. Actually, I play Crucible quite a bit, both in Destiny 1 and 2, as well as Gambit, but I much prefer PvE content because I felt that the maps generally were really tight and very much like deathmatch maps. I'm not really a fan of deathmatches overall. I prefer tactical gameplay in PvE, which you will get in games like Call of Duty Warzone, for instance, or PUBG, and you can strategize and you can have your own tactics and more space to consider what to do. In here it's all about speed, it's all about adrenaline, it's geared towards younger generation of gamers as well, and also it's all about the tech that you've got, because if you're playing Destiny 2 on a top-notch gaming PC, you have very fast fiber optic, up to 1000 upload, then you're having a major advantage when it comes to defeating the enemies, because everybody else is lagging due to the internet speeds or indeed due to the setup. You can't be really wrestling with a top-notch PC gamer using their keyboard and mouse if you're just using your Xbox controller. It's just not going to be happening, and that needs to be also conceptualized, I think, amongst the people who are entering the PvP arena. I've had lots of matches the last few weeks in Warzone. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone is one of the most popular tactical strategic PvP games at the moment, and I've played with lots of randoms, played with my own teams. Some people were really frustrated because they felt, why is it that we are dying all the time? And I had to explain to them because they didn't understand the technical side of things, and those were like really experienced gamers on Xbox, but you know, having cross-platform access, the top teams are all, maybe not every one of those members of the top team is on a PC. You have like 3 PC players in your team and then 1 on Xbox or PlayStation, and all the teams winning were 4-man teams. You never had like a 1 person winning unless it was a PC cheat, of course. And we did spot one of those guys in the last few weeks, and we reported him. He had 28 kills in less than 3 minutes without having the need to pull out his sight. He was just literally racing, pulling the trigger, and everyone was dead. And he was like a lone wolf, defeating all the other 4-man teams. It was absolutely abysmal. So obviously we reported him, and he will be banned for life because PC cheating on these forums is strictly speaking forbidden. Okay, let's see what our friend says. What if we told Zavala that this plan has disappeared because of the lack of Xbox memory? You should switch your helmet because it has nil light. Our Guardian is stalking. Well, I was in fact going to be doing this more or less straight away, because as we had cutscenes I realized that I was still wearing the mask, and we are going to be using one of the exotics, and the masks were still here from season of the last season, you know, the what was it now? I keep forgetting, the Able Advance season, through which I got my new weapons. And we'll have a look at this straight away. I'm curious to see whether this has been reworked too. It has, by the looks of it. It does have this dark background we'll look at the helmet, Masquerader's hood. We'll go to that, and let me see, that's the energy 6 and use 3. And let me think what else we'll do in there. Some mods, okay. Let me see. So that is, what is it? Oh, it's given it nil. Okay. And then we'll have Solstice 1050. Felwinter's Helm. Astrocyte Verse. Well, they've changed this, didn't they? Because those masks during the season were not affecting the light level, so that's changed. And let me see, we'll go for maybe Blink. I've got his boots, okay. So that's 1050 Lunafaction. Let me see what else we could do. Lunafaction, Dreambane boots. Okay, Dreambane boots we could put on. And then we'll go and put on our Astrocyte Verse. So we have 1050. So that's cool. And then these ones all 1050. But you know, as we had the major uplift, there's no need for us to be keeping these anymore. And we'll do the same with all the other ones. Any spares will be discarded. And see, we have Dreambane Bond in there as well, not needed. And then we have Horror Story. Well, these are the weapons, aren't they? Blasphemer, Shotgun, 1050, we don't actually need any more. Sunshot, we don't need Allegro either. And then Falling Guillotine is definitely one of my top weapons, love it. And then this is Horror Story Automatic Rifle. And let me see, Horror Story Automatic Rifle. Yeah, I guess we can keep it now. But generally I prefer Cerberus. It's impact. Range. Oh, I see the range is much greater compared to Cerberus. Reload speed. Yeah, it seems superior to Cerberus for some reason. Anyway, Cerberus worked well for me. Right, so let me see yet again. Oh, that's the Sparrow that I picked up during the last season. Quite pleased, really. The Sparrow looks very, very good. And then we have the Golden Standard. We'll leave this on for a moment. So that seems fine. We are ready to rock and roll. And I'm grateful to Lucia for reminding me about this. But you know, it's funny, they changed it. During the season, you were able to attach a mask to a helmet and then you still retained the same light level. But now it seems that the masks are already brought back to nil value, which in fact, just see again, just a minute. The other ones have been shelved. Or maybe not, maybe I'm wrong. Hang on, let me see. This would be using a socket. Let me see, we can put minor discipline mod, major one. Look at scatter projectile targeting. Ammunition there, so these are various ammunition this. Well, I'll go for that really. Ammunition finder. These ones can't be equipped anymore. Okay. Right, we'll look at all the ins and outs later, experience all the changes, but I think we want some action first of all. Let me just see whether I can increase the energy level. Don't have one. Okay. And then in here we'll have a look at, that's Voidwalker, Dawnblade Stormcaller. Ah, Why is it I don't have that stasis? Our friend will be able to tell us this. I need to probably unlock it through the game, and then I'll gain it. Let's see, gain the story. Targeting adjuster. Okay, I've got all of that sorted more or less. Need more glimmer. Yeah, I spent a lot of glimmer during the season, so that's the reason it's the one bit short. And right, so we are ready to crack on. Let's see. We need to first of all find Varix. Let's not lose the track of the story. Varix was there with Exostranger, and they asked basically for help because they said humanity was facing an imminent danger, and that's exactly what we'll do. We'll walk. We want to explore the icy universe in here. Oh, we need to go up there. Okay, we'll get there. I need to adjust the sound a bit. Bear with me, because my sound in here is a bit annoying. My sound is a bit low, and I adjusted it because I didn't want that to be interfering with. So bring it to 5, just to make it a bit more atmospheric for myself as well, you know. Yeah, for the time being that will be fine. You'll appreciate that all of us streamers, we have to always adjust the in-game sound to make sure you can hear us.
Close to the origin point of Varix's distress signal.
Better follow the ships.
Those fallen patrols are right where we're going. The campsite. They must be after Varix too. Let's hurry.
It's a bit loud. Our friend says that the is really good. Is it too loud now when I it? Can you tell me? Increase it from 3 to 5. Can you actually hear me talk as the game sound? If you can just tell me, because I won't be able to test it. As this is my first game, I have the full experience of it.
Harlan had an unfamiliar house. Who are we dealing with?
Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. Really beautifully designed.
Someone's been staying here. There's dark energy.
You know, this is getting better in terms of the RPG content. It's blending in the story with action. It really does feel different. You play about 10 minutes of
There
it,
must
but
be a reason that distress us here. Look around.
yeah.
It's Braytech, from Eventide, Clovis Bray's Golden Age colony here. Whoever was here was using it to track Varric's tomb.
They must have intercepted the distress signal before we did. Okay, I've got the signal's true origin point now. It's not far. Let's hurry.
I thank Lucio for his comments. Lucio said that the sound was a bit too loud now, so he thought the 4 will be perfect. I'll adjust. Thank you very much for your advice and for your help. I think that probably will be the best. I also felt it was getting a bit loud here from my end, so I can increase the volume on my headphones, because otherwise, you know, if we get some action, then it's difficult to hear what we all are talking about. Okay, so we need to carry on to collect Glimmer as well. Intercept. Looks very dark and deadly, very cold, chilly indeed. My friend says, I knew it in the first 5 seconds of the mission. The fact that our Guardian talk is awesome. And we have here Playmore UK as well. Hello, how are you doing? Thanks very much for joining us. Very good to see you today for our premiere of Beyond Light. Literally playing it almost on the first day. I wanted to play Beyond Light yesterday, but there were some serious issues with download, and the download only kicked off after 6 PM in the UK, and that meant I couldn't really have everything fully updated. It was taking about 4 or 5 hours, and then it already was too late, so I said, well, it's the penultimate day, right, today, but I mean, I could say a day later, but I think the vast majority of people in the UK couldn't really access it yesterday. I had a message saying, you're in a queue and your number is, I think, 35,350. So I had to wait because I've put myself in a queue already at midnight, Monday to Tuesday. But you know, 40,000 people waiting, and me being number 40,001, so it didn't really make me very happy, I have to admit. But you know, it's expected. I think people are unrealistic, and everyone needs to know that things are not instant if you have many people coming at the same time. And indeed, happy Beyond Light Day to Playmore UK. Are you also playing it for the first time? We really want to be loving it, enjoying it, and you know, embracing the story. Our friend Lucio said it was so great to see that Guardian talked. Well, this is obviously the major difference compared to everything else. I also thought having a ghost to talk and give all directions was belonging to the past, and I felt you know, being able to get our Guardian to talk would be very important in terms of the actual story development, and I'm very curious to see how this is going to be developing, so that's really cool. Right, so let's crack on. Oh, our friend says, yesterday was rough getting online at launch. Happens with every expansion. I've started the expansion and I'm loving it so far. Well, I have to tell you that there's been a problem across the board, not just for Destiny and Bungie, but also for Xbox Project X. There have been serious difficulties in accessing the server. People couldn't get connection to Xbox Live, and it was just purely to do with the volume of people coming in at the same time, which was expected. Lots of people pre-ordered well in advance. They all want to try the new console. And quite frankly, Destiny is the game that's tied to the console release on the same day, because it's instantly available through the Game Pass services, and you know, that's the reason. But it didn't last for too long. They immediately published messages everywhere saying, yeah, we have issues. We'll try to sort them out as soon as possible, and think by the time we watch the presentation in the evening, things were beginning to work properly. Don't forget, the presentation started in the US kind of 8 hours back, 11 o'clock in the morning, but with us it was 7 o'clock PM. Loved it. I thought it was wonderful, and I think Destiny is going to be looking absolutely out of this world on the new console. You know, like 8K graphics and the amount of detail you'll be able to see. They weren't really focusing that much yesterday on that with Destiny. It was more to do with gameplay and the RPG and everything else, and the partnership between Bungie and Microsoft, which obviously is the next step in the right direction. They really gave us a very good display of Gears 5, and I have to say, I played the game, the campaigns, the multiplayer and everything, Gears 5, and it really looked massively elevated. It was, you know, beautifully illuminated, and you can see every single detail. And as you know, Gears is quite a gory game, and you know, it just seemed like they're bringing it to a different level. So, you know, we're gonna love it. So we'll carry on. We'll see what is there for us to discover. So very interesting. And very surprising to see that I can talk, you know, compared to everything in the past. I want to say to our friends that I will be doing a major replay of the whole game with another character. As you know, with Destiny 1 I have all 3 characters maxed out, but in here I've been just playing on Warlock. So now we're going to do a bit of a different strategy. We'll first of all play the entire Beyond Light expansion. We complete everything. And after that, we'll start out on Hunter, and then we'll go, literally, we'll try the game from the beginning, because I'm curious to see what differences in the content there are going to be, because 4 planets have gone, right? And it will be quite interesting to see how the progression will work and what will be happening to the new character, and maybe there are some other, you know, like the new Guardian is introduced in Cosmodrome. I want to see him, and I'm quite curious to see how that will be all unraveling before us. So that's the next step for me. Right, so let's see. Oh, look at this, look at this, that looks awesome. I mean, I have to tell you that I'm now doing my streams on Sony Bravia 55-inch, and I just absolutely love the display I'm getting. It's just so mouth-watering. Every single dot can be seen, and you think, you know, it's as good as it is, and it's going to get better. But there was somebody yesterday introducing Forza and Dirt 5, no, Dirt 5 actually, and there were 2 guys, and one of them said he found the new graphics to be so immersive that he just couldn't leave the console. They were so incredible. On the other hand, he said they were also very, very highly illuminated and very bright, because evidently on 8K it was much brighter than on 4K, and I personally don't like that. I prefer, you know, like a normal illumination, because don't forget, with 8K high illumination we are, I guess, depicting something that our eyes can't easily see, like in real life, and I find that to be slightly unsettling for me if I'm doing PvP games, for instance, or if I'm doing those games that got really very bright colors. Then I find it a bit, you know, a bit troubling for myself. But I like really high quality graphics, and I like high attention to detail. So this is everything that the original Destiny 2 was not, right? You can really see when you're looking at the ice that there is this sort of deadly force underneath, and you can see every single bit, and that's really, really astonishing. I'm loving it. Also, I'm pleased to say that with the new update on Twitch, right, and this is the Xbox Twitch update, they fixed some of the problems which we've had during the last year. You remember me telling you that the ping rate didn't work properly, and we were getting lag and all this, and you know, I can see straight away after those updates that I applied today, and that these are really in tune with the next-gen console as well. The picture quality and the functionality of Twitch app is massively enhanced. Okay, so without further ado, we'll carry on. We need to really get to our destination and explore this wonderful Destiny world further. Oop. Any objective? Better hide. We need to track his distress signal. It's up there. Okay. my super did it, so that's good. I better get away from here because that ship's gonna kill me for certain. At least the distress signal is in the middle of it. To get away from the ships. This is a... You know, they're using this term silk with graphics. Silk is, that's the new for graphics given to us by One X. Project, I should say, really. I keep forgetting. Oh, look at him. Strong. I think we managed to get everyone in there. Need to collect that. Need to get everything. It's really very low and glim after last season. I've bought everything. I like the idea of that vault in the tower. We'll catch up with.
Done it this time. If we him first, someone else will. It's not already too late.
I thought I'd pick this up, but
Wait. Yes, it's close. I feel it, but it's somehow.
great to hear that Playmore is loving the expansion. There's been huge expectations about content, and considering the COVID pandemic and all of the difficulties that Bungie faced, I think it's remarkable they were able to pull it off. And they did say that the expansion was not as lengthy as Forsaken, but it was introducing lots of changes that they'll be building on, so that indeed is a most important bit to learn really from Beyond Light, I think. I'm pleased to see that this new Twitch update is not causing that lag that was before. Really makes a big difference, you know. Still waiting for the fiber to be introduced here, but this is looking a lot better. Because there are people popping in, people who are not regularly complaining about the visuals. They say, why is it, that the picture is so poor? Well, fair enough. I mean, I explained what the reason was, but I think it is somewhat improved. We are getting we got rid of those bits that are causing problems. Alright, so we need to go up, I think, rather than down that. Feels chilly. There he is.
Not only a traitor, but a thief. Now where is it?
Safe. Yes.
Search the buildings. Find it.
Wait! Aramis, old friend. These powers. Chaos. They are changing you. This.
Cling to your machine god. With this power, We make our own fate. Always playing pretend. Living in the past. I should have seen it. Make an example of him.
Varric should be just up ahead.
Varric should be just up ahead, he says. Lucia's asking, do you believe on a Hawkmoon first curse? Sorry, I have to read and play at the same time, so a bit tricky. And asking about the Icebreaker return. And Lucia says French voices are less charismatic. Well, you know, I wouldn't say so. It depends on how people experience the language. Depends on how it's delivered. You know, it's all down to the actors. It's down to the people who are delivering a particular speech or performance, and it would down to their skill, ability to project their voices and engage. You know, I guess some languages might sound a bit more aggressive, others might, you know, a bit sort of quiet and polite. It depends on how one is approaching the language one does not understand. But it's all about the delivery. It's about somebody, you know, who has a skill to be projecting, like people working in theatre actors. Makes a big difference, really. And in Britain we have a kind of long-time tradition of theatre training, theatre delivery, theatre acting, and people working on their capacity to deliver the speeches, so that really helps somewhat. But you know, you probably get that in the BBC dramas, the period pieces, you know, like from 17th, 18th century, really easily visible in there. Just bear with me a second. What I tried to say was basically that a professional actor delivering his speech or his performance appropriately, if properly trained, will sound as powerful in any language on the planet. You know, it's just down to the skill and ability of the person concerned, and you will get lots of people participating in video gaming industry who are very, very highly skilled because they see that as you know, a major step forward. And I've seen that with documentaries and various other clips given to us through YouTube and developer diaries. You get really top-notch people coming in and then, you know, performing, basically delivering those speeches for the characters, and it makes a very, very big difference. Our friend says, I meant really primarily the voices in this scene. Well, I guess so, yeah. It's, it's definitely very interesting the way they've done it.
There, that's where Varric's signal is coming from.
Yeah, it does feel a lot better. It's much more story driven, you can tell straight away from what we're experiencing, because obviously there's action, he's progressing, he's exploring the area, talking, and that is what was absent previously. Destiny will feel a bit more interconnected. You find more of that blending in taking place on all levels, I think, with characters and with the story from now on. Well, things changed since the original game was launched and backed, you know. We got somebody else up there, I think. Can't get up. Let's see. Okay. I need to rescue. There he is. I'm taking some lovely screenshots of this as well.
It will be done, Eramiskel.
Savior, hurry! You must free me.
Breaking allies free from stasis. Free frozen allies by shattering the stasis, encasing them. Stasis can be shattered with gunfire or melee attacks. Combatants must be cleared before freeing barracks from stasis. Okay. So let me see, what do? We need to some melee. He's free!
Varix, thank you. Now, hide.
Not so fast. We heard your message. Darkness walks among us. What do you mean?
There is no time. They are coming. Varix asks for your protection once more. I will take shelter inside. Succeed, and Varix will reveal all.
So he's going to be sheltering inside. We'll be fighting the enemies. Look at that. I need to go up there. Just to collect a few bits and pieces are left. I think. Oh, look at this. No. Super yet. Oh, I got killed rather fast in there. Our friend says, I've listened to their Spanish, Portuguese, I couldn't be serious. The Varix succeeds, reminds me, Prison of Elders, and yeah. Just bear with me, I'll see the enemies first, then we'll talk. It's a bit. Oh, I got killed by the other guy. Well, they've faced difficult enemies yesterday. Let's see what I can...
That's the
Success.
Then prove it. We expect answers.
Come to Varix and you will have them. But no,
Come to Varix and we'll have them.
only just begun.
Mission complete. Our friend's saying that it sounds very much like Prison of Elders. Yeah, I agree. Loyalty lost. Speak with Varix. Milestone updated. Look at this. All working perfectly well. No glitches, no problems, no hiccups, and that's terrific. Let's see what our friend is going to say. Varix congratulates you. Success. Yes. Something on those levels. I've got Beyond Light already, so I don't know what that was about. I guess part of that could be offered for free or so. Let me see, what do we have then? Beyond Light, speak with Varix. Okay, he's hiding, he's inside. Okay, just a second, I need to double check some messages. I've got a few messages coming in. I want to thank everyone participating, and friends were popping in on Twitter and also on Instagram, so thank you for that. Just see the messages that are coming in, and then I'll be able to Right, so we had a couple of messages in there. Good to see Beyond Light, that the streams are coming back. See, the streams have always been here, it's just that to be on Light for the first time, and that's absolutely terrific. Loving every bit of it. Very atmospheric, it's very, you feel icy cold weather when you're playing it, and watching it on the very top with top-notch points, so, you know, good speed. It is absolutely top-notch. 10 out of 10, really, friends. Oh, there he is, there he is. That looks so strange. We have Varix, we want to speak to Varix. Talk to him.
Tell me, you do not trust Varix, yes? But leave your distrust, your blame for the Elixni who attacked me. She is Aramis, ship stealer, a new Kell of Kell, unifier of the houses, and she's to build army of me, powered by darkness. If she is not stopped, she will destroy us all. You must go. Varix will help you find your way.
Varix will help you find your way. You must follow. Beyond, Varix tells you about Aramis, a new Kell of the Fallen, or the Elixni as they call through Communing with Pyramid, she has managed to harness the power of darkness and use it as a weapon. Varix, with proof of that dark power, asks help. If Eramis succeeds in giving this power to all of her Elixir followers, nothing, not even the Guardians, will be able to defeat. So really mortal danger for us all. Varix asks you to find Eramis immediately. She can be still stopped. So pursue Eramis, Kell of Darkness, complete the new Kell mission. That's exactly what we'll do. So we've got Beyond Light, complete the new Kell mission. Let me see. We need to look at the director. To do that, I need to see his bounties. Yeah, we
Do not
complete list.
You return. This is good.
This is Europa. Yep, so that's where we need to go. So there.
People have fallen, but it is not true. The word insults us.
Okay. Side, I think. Here. Far. Pick it. There we are. Beyond Light campaign it is.
Varix,
There we are.
power Eramis used to trap you. Was that?
Darkness. Yes. We call it stasis. Power in opposition to your light, given by the pyramid. It led Eramis astray. Europa was to be a haven for Elixir, but stasis corrupted her. With it, she turns obsession into opportunity, working in haste to empower Elixir with the dark gift. If Eramis is not stopped, she will build an army capable of snuffing out the light once and for all.
Well, that sounds mightily dangerous. Let's face the facts. Oops. Need to go there. Music score's incredible as well, isn't it? Always is. Destiny has one of the best music scores ever in video gaming. Proper orchestral symphony orchestra type of score, always present there. Europa it is. What a miserable cold place. Okay. No, I didn't manage to get him. Okay. Some challenges all over. by the looks of it. And Spencers faced similar kinds of yesterday, and they couldn't really get rid of them as they wanted. But it wasn't really. It was in a different game. Thought. Introduction. Ahead. Still rook. Look at these people. Wonder what these ones. Oops. Well. Revive that. Look at them. Some for us, which is good. See they're doing probably sure what this is. Yeah, it's powerful, is it? He's gone. There's of them in there. That's annoying. Okay, got another in there. Okay.
We better stop them or winds up like nest.
Well, it's taking a while. For certain. Mangrams. That was not. And he exploded. Well, looks like we are both killed in there. How many more of these? They appear to be. Oh, I see. 1120 recommended power. Well, and killed over time. Our friend says, I'm so happy they didn't tell anyone to buff the last words. I've not noticed it yet, but so. Well, you know, with every there will be some. They'll do a bit of that every single time. well. Look at this. This is odd. Well, well, I mean, I'm doing the impossible in here by the looks of it. I'm not exactly sure what this is, because I just stumbled upon it. So I'm not sure whether this is part of my activity or not. I'm not sure. In fact, I can have a look. Vanguard communication. Okay, maybe we'll just see what other activities we have. I think I've gone to a different area. Bit like Escotocol, although not as ferocious. Oh, we've got some. That's good. Chilly. Ice cold winds. Wait a minute, going the wrong way again. Seasonal weather changes. God, look at this. This looks incredible. That looks really, really cool. You remember complaining about the original backgrounds and artwork for Destiny 2 once it came out, and it seemed like they used another company to do it for them, and that's all gone. Looks absolutely pristine. And that's one of the reasons as to why they wiped out some of these planets, because they can probably do some remastering and reworks on the planets as well. The difference was striking, particularly if you played any of those planets since the Shadowkeep was launched. You could see the difference between that moon and, let's say, Io or Mercury. It did make a big difference. Love the way it is in here. Very atmospheric. I could have been flying on my Sparrow, but I really want to be exploring everything.
Clovis Bray's European colony, built to house those who came to build Exo, and to become them. So you came to Europa to what? Hide from the Vanguard?
Varix knows of the element in the room. Six's death was not my intention. No day passes without regret. I will answer for these crimes. But not my people are safe from Aramis.
Well, Aramis is evil, we know that. Oh, look at this. Gone the wrong way. Well, exploring it in full. Should have gone up. By the looks of it. Enemies ahead. Oh, we've got somebody else popping in saying, hang on a minute. You know what? I'm really concerned that yet again we are getting some people trying to sell us some products randomly, spamming everyone, using bots to do that. Honestly, I mean, just wake up. We don't want your products. We have a friend in there. Just a moment, I've just lost some messages now for some reason. We have George. George is there. Hello George, how are you doing? Thanks very much for joining us here and for being a friend, being a community member, and also for watching our premiere of Beyond Light here on my channel. George is asking, why on earth are you walking when you have a sparrow? Well, I walk in real life, you know, I don't drive, and I rely on my feet most of the times to get from one place to another. And that's mirrored in my type of gameplay. When I play PUBG and Warzone and, you know, all the other games, I'm always legging it rather than driving. But the main reason today is purely because I want to be exploring the new map. So by walking, I'm exploring the map in depth rather than just flying. If I'm flying, then I miss out on lots of detail, you know, that's the idea. And Lucio says he can feel that they were tweaking those weapons and doing a few things. Well, you know, with every expansion, with every new chapter, there will be some introductions, some novelties, and I think some of the veterans need to accept the fact that the game's kind of moving along with the times. You know, things have changed since 2013, and people really experience the activity as well as the loot, stash, weapons, characters from a different viewpoint. And it was interesting to listen to the developers of Halo yesterday, because they were doing some tweaks on Halo 4, and they really want to make sure that the game retains its own original flavor, but they want it to be, you know, blending in with the times we live in. And I think that's basically the direction that some of these big companies, the big developers, are presently taking. So have some novelties and have some old things. It's going to be the best of the two worlds joining together. Right, let's have a look what's waiting for us out there. I just want to ask our friends, can you actually hear me well? Because I've been changing my volume today somewhat because of the new expansion. I'm hoping that you can hear me well. I think our friend said it was very good, but that's pretty good. Smooth sailing really out there. Let's get rid of these, shall we? Ah, that was a sniper shank, but it was a vandal. And George says, I understand, but this is rather funny. Well, I mean, if you want to be keeping fit when you kind of, you know, push on, then I'd recommend you to be walking rather than driving. Or you might be cycling. Cycling is quite good for fitness as well. And Lucio says, I love the actual state of the game. And yeah, absolutely. I love the way they rework certain things. And really, Europa does feel very much like an extension of that moon that we've seen during the last expansion. You know, it has the same atmosphere and feels similar. So it's a perfect extension to all we've experienced in the last 12 months, really. Well, this guy's beginning to see me, so I think we'll need to deal with him, because his sniper did manage to get me a couple of times. Look at him. What, just one guy or two guys? Oh, there were two. Okay. I thought the other guy reached. That was my kind of first impression. Collecting some glimmer. Our friends are saying the game is looking really... Yeah, I agree. And don't forget, if you are to be playing it on Xbox Project X on the new console, be a major uplift, I think, in a few weeks for... I think it's 8K upgrade, if I'm not mistaken. So it is going to look even better on the console. There's one thing they mentioned yesterday, you know, previously people who were so, am I gonna die now? Probably. Oh, I didn't die. Okay, now I'm just gonna say that yesterday during the presentation that in the past anyone who played on console would never have graphics as good as somebody on the top-notch PC rig. But with the new generation console that came out yesterday, that's being eradicated because the graphics are either the same or even superior. Don't forget having the 8K uplift with everything else that comes together with it. Not immediately, but in the next sort of 6 to 12 months, we are going to be having major enhancement to the quality of graphics. And lots of games are going to be remastered, reworked, they'll have uplifts. And you've seen the trend at the moment is to remake old games. And watched yesterday Tetris, the new one, and it looked amazing, I have to say. The atmosphere and everything else in there was, well, combining the best of the two worlds. It looked very retro, but also very 4K and very modern. If you have a chance, definitely have a look. We've got plenty of enemies in here. Okay, so that was easy. Thanks to my super. But I got to say that if you look at, you know, the tanks in here, and everything seems literally very, very immersive, like a lot of attention given to detail. So it looks very similar to Destiny 1, but with an uplift. Right. Managed to get rid of these. What's there ahead of us, I wonder? So it's Reese Reborn approach. We've never been here before. See that on the map. You know what? I've not even looked at the universe map, the destinations. I want to see that. We have Europa. We have Nessus, EDZ, Cosmodrome, Tangled Shore, Dreaming City, Moon. It does feel fairly full and busy, I have to admit. I thought it will, you know, it will give us a feeling of depletion, but that looks really interesting, differently designed. And we've heard that the darkness has just eaten up our planets, and we need to get them back. So that's tell you the planets will be coming back, perhaps in a different format. and maybe differently connected to the story. Let me see the difference in the Crucible. Okay, there's no difference in that. That's pretty much the same. Elimination Control, Glory, Clash, Rumble, and this is probably a private match, right? Then Gambit, we'll have a look at Gambit. Simplified, private match, Gambit, no reckoning. Vanguard. Oh, that's simpler. So Vanguard strikes and Nightfall, nothing else. Yeah, a lot of the content's gone. EDZ. Well, we'll have a look at that later. Quests. Complete the new Kel mission, so we'll track this. We'll nicely put this on the top of our list. Hang on a minute, I just forgot to do something in there. Yeah. Seasonal. Playlists. Exotics. Well, I've had about 40 things to do in there, and now I'm having only 10, which quite frankly is 75% of that content gone. That is slightly unsettling, must admit. But I'm curious to see how this is all going to work, because, you know, online gaming is all about what you have on the server. I mean, you could have played Destiny Year 1 2013 and you would have seen that 2 or 3 years later it was a completely different game, and that's probably what we're going to be experiencing in here. But, you know, we've gone through all the hoops of Destiny 2, and we've seen all of the activities. Certainly I've done on my Warlock. Didn't complete all quests for exotic weapons, and for some bits and pieces tried all of the activities, exactly what was going on, so to speak.
Is that where you live?
Pinnacle of hope, remaining empty, but a reminder of Eret's betrayal of X.
Well, I'm a bit too far, I think. Does Shang not really budging? Oh. Well, soothing to my super is still operational. Oh, nearly went into the abyss. Oh, look at that. That's not bad. Yeah, well, that's quite a few guys in there. Looks like the last section of this. Right, where do we restart is the question.
That dome. Is that where you live?
Pinnacle of hope for the remaining Elixir, but a standing reminder of
I better hide, because otherwise I'll be blown to bits, right? Got these. Yeah, it was a good idea. I really need to be hiding underneath because the other guys were above me. What, from the beginning? Ah! Well, that's not really funny, is it? It's odd.
That dome. Is that where you live?
A pinnacle of hope for the remaining 60, but a standing reminder of Eramis's betrayal of Varix.
Just wait for my super and obliterate them all. Super. That's what I'll do. Falling guillotine looks good, don't you think? I did pick it up towards the end of the last season, and it did take me a little while. That's super taking a while. I need to relook at my mods and perks, you know, because I think with the seasonal changes it seems to be taking a bit longer. Oh no, I know what it is. I've changed my boots, the other enhancing it. Now we're gonna have our super back, which is good. So well, not as effective as I thought. And that sniper got me. Well, just like they said, just like what I always said, Destiny is best played in a team. Because with a team, you can do things better. Now I'm even without my ammunition.
Where you live?
A pinnacle of hope for the remaining elixir, but a standing reminder of Eramis's betrayal of Varix.
No, I don't want to die now. I better get away from there. I don't have any ammunition for my weapon. Doesn't want to explode, look. Finally. I don't believe it. Finally he's gone. Blown into the smithereens. I'll just take a screenshot of this. I need to get away from the snipers. This is not open. Okay. Oh, I've got some ammunition on my guillotine, so that's good. Where are they gone? Okay. Better get away from there. Oh, he's still alive. And this other one hiding there. Nearly got me there with that rifle. Fusion rifle, whatever. Oh, we've got a big boss in there. Oh, good job I spotted this. Well, that's not gonna do anything. Be better off with a rocket launcher, I think. Let me see, what have I got there? Omens. Deathbringer's not too bad, is it? Okay, I'll take a sniper. I can't believe it. What happened to my snipers? Alright, there's one sniper left. Thanks goodness for that. And then we put Deathbringer in there. Right, got nothing at all. No ammunition. Right, so that's not very good, is it? So I better go downstairs. Collect some of the leftovers in there, if any are still left. Everything's gone. So this doesn't look promising, I have to say. Okay. Come a bit closer, and then Heavy Shank has a salvation. Oh, he's heavy. Oh, that's not gonna open. Okay. Left turn devices in there, but looks of it. To hide somewhat. No, 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 I don't want to die. Nearly got killed. Oh, the ship is in there. I don't have anything on my sniper or my rocket launcher. Oh, we only do that. Okay. Come on, explode. Ah. Good. Oh, there's some ammunition here. Well, I've got to say that the ammunition and glimmer are not in such plentiful supply compared to the seasons before. Particularly during last year, we had a lot more, so it's a bit more scarce. First experience of it is like that. See that glimmer semi-hidden, I would have just not spotted it. Okay. It's here, isn't it?
I feel it again. The energy I felt
Saving
earlier.
the shields.
Must have been Aramis using stasis.
Well, Aramis was using stasis, yeah. God, nearly got killed myself in there. Get out, get out. Oh, that's good. Got some ammunition. Can do a bit of business. Very deadly sniper. Oh, that was a fluke. Where'd it gone? Deathbringer is my favorite rocket launcher, you might, because it's using void energy, and I like void, my favorite subclass. What's that?
darkness trail Aramis left behind leads right through that door, but it's locked.
Oh, it's locked.
Yes. Will not be able to break through.
Then we'll find another way around.
Oh. I actually need my sword now.
Aramis is close. Ours now.
Oh, we didn't get in. Okay. Well, I'll go back to my sword, I think. My sword's very useful. Ah, I need to step on that. Grenades. Boo! I was fortunate, I was a bit late. Oops.
For centuries we have been bound by them, servants to the so-called Great Machine. We even built idols in its image. We have become pawns of our own devices. No longer. Today, we begin breaking our chains. This power is a gift. One I will share with all of you in time. Vilax! One by one, we will rise again. This is our future. Our enemies stand no chance against this power. The Great Machine will finally know our pain. It would appear our enemies have arrived, eager to test us. Let's not keep...
This... I can feel it. It's powerful.
Aramis has begun spreading stasis to her army. It must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go.
We need to get away from there by the looks of it.
Keep moving.
Oh, I got killed fast in there.
This... I can feel it. It's powerful.
Aramis has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go.
No, 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 no. This was a bit silly of me. My fault.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go.
To have that super for that boss.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm ship. Let's go. Don't stop. Keep moving.
Oh dear. Don't know what happened in there. Oh, they used that stasis on me. I didn't break free quick enough. That's probably what it is.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go. Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling... Let's go.
Oh, that's tricky.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go. Don't stop. Keep moving.
This is quite tricky, isn't it? It's just that I'm slightly underleveled, I think.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go.
No, they should not be coming anywhere near me.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her army. You
floating in there, look at him. Big Lichy. See what I've got, anything else I can put on to increase the power. 63. An upgrade module.
Don't stop. Keep moving.
Oh no, not again.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has been spreading space to her army. Must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go. Don't stop. Keep moving.
Oh no. No, I need to get more power because that's, you know, they're like 20 power levels stronger than me, so it's going to be difficult to get through.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her. Must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go. Stop. Keep moving. Darkness. The Fallen. This is really bad. Ships here. To the left.
Ah. Turning out to be tricky and quite difficult.
No. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go. Don't stop. Moving.
Don't even know where I am now. So what is this? Where am I? I have no idea where I was.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go.
That was a bit too late.
Oh no. This... I can feel it. It's too powerful.
Erebus has begun spreading stasis to her army. You must get out now.
I'm calling our ship. Let's go. Keep moving. actually have darkness. The Fallen. This is really bad.
Managed to get there. Well, that's not too bad considering I was 20 points underpowered, so that's quite good. We'll take a short break. Let's see what we are going to be getting. I think chapter 1 was completed. We managed to get away. New missions available and so. Okay, so my dear friends, I've not had a break actually. I've been so immersed in the activity here with our friends Varix, the Guardian, and our Ghost, and all the other enemies. And I need to take a, I need to get a cup of tea and get a breath of fresh air. And then after that, in about 5 minutes, I'll come back. We'll carry on with our adventure here in Destiny Beyond Light. So far, so good. In fact, it is even exceeding expectations from what we've seen so far, properly blending in the RPG content with action, and also we are getting lots of other niceties and novelties in here which we were not expecting, like for instance this fantastically immersive icy cold environment. So I'll take a break, and then when I come back we'll carry on with our adventure here in Beyond Light. So stay with us. Back in 5.